Hey there, fellow wanderers. Tonight, we step into the sun-drenched heart of the ancient Maya Empire, a world of stone pyramids, sacred steam, and stories carved deep into jungle silence. Picture yourself walking down the uneven stone roads of a Maya city, the air thick with the scent of maize, crushed cacao, and something faintly floral carried by the canopy breeze. Towering temples rise above you, jagged against a burning sky. The heat presses in, heavy, relentless, and you realize quickly, there's no air conditioning here. No escape. Just the pulse of life in a civilization as complex as its calendar. You're far from home, and further still from comfort. You probably won't survive this, but you will be captivated. So before we lose ourselves in these sacred stones and sunlit altars, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. But only if you find beauty in the brilliance and brutality of forgotten worlds. Drop a comment. Where are you tuning in from, and what time does your jungle evening begin? Now dim the lights. Let your fan hum like wind threading through the trees. Let's begin. As your feet gently press against the sun-baked earth, you notice the flurry of activity around you. Skilled artisans carefully carve intricate designs into limestone blocks, while traders haggle brashly over cocoa beans. Practical currency in this world. Have you ever tried to skip Starbucks for opera tickets? Yeah, it's kind of like that moment here every day. The hustle and bustle fill the street with a lively hum, set against a lush green background of thick rainforests echoing with the cries of exotic birds. Imagine weaving through these bustling squares, surrounded by imposing temples that reach towards the heavens, proclaiming the grandeur of kings past. You can't help but touch the ancient stonework, weathered yet resilient, much like the civilization itself. As you wander through this ancient city, perhaps Tikal or Palenque, you observe the layers of Maya society unfolding before you, from the elite class of priests and nobles in lavish garb to the hard-working farmers and artisans, skin glistening under the sun as they toil. The egalitarian society you may be accustomed to doesn't quite stretch back to these bygone days, reinforcing an unmistakably hierarchical social order. The contrast is stark as you wander through the marketplace. Here you see women dressed in vibrant huaypils, engaged in conversations as they sell finely woven textiles, the threads whispering tales of ancestry and myth. There's a palpable communal energy, echoing the Maya's intrinsic connection to one another and the natural environment that surrounds them. This complex society is rich with traditions and a deep-rooted culture, one that explores the night sky with keen eyes yet bound by the constraints of earthly survival. You notice that comprehending and surviving in this world requires more than the will of modern comfort, but a profound immersion into the rhythms and cycles governed by the sun, the moon, and the stars above. As you pass by a home, you catch a glimpse of communal living spaces, families sharing duties and meals, often a humble offering of maize, beans, and squash. This staple diet, deeply connected to the land, highlights the Maya's agricultural sophistication despite the unpredictable climate. Their ability to cultivate such abundance often leaves historians pondering their impressive agricultural ingenuity despite the severe weather conditions. Yet, imagine your shock, used to scrolling through a menu of fast food options, finding yourself in a land where corn is the lifeblood and varieties of turkeys and a tepid brew of fermented cacao drink dart between your culinary options. Quite the departure from a quick Uber Eats dinner, isn't it? One quirky tidbit that might surprise you. Did you know that honey and chili were often used to garnish their meals, elevating the taste profile in unexpected ways? As you delve deeper into the metropolis of the Maya, absorbing the intricate details of daily life and reflecting on the rhythms that govern this ancient world, you can't help but admire their intimate relationship with nature. A stark reminder, perhaps, of our sometimes daunt modern connection to the natural world. As daylight begins to dwindle, the orange glow of the setting sun casts long shadows over temple peaks and bustling market scenes. The slow, rhythmic beating of the sacred drums starts to rise in the background, marking the beginning of yet another chapter under the watchful gaze of the ancient gods. This eclipse of day into night subtly shifts the world into a slightly more mystical place, reminding you that while history may be filled with the mundane, it dances on the cusp of a world where ordinary and extraordinary converge. The ancient Maya Empire spills into your consciousness, a realm where every day could align with the divine, and you, a mere visitor, begin to realize that your sense of time may truly unravel in this realm of pyramids and dreams. As you close your eyes and surrender softly to sleep, the echoes of the ancient Maya still whisper around you, setting the stage for the adventures that await. The sun crests over the verdant horizon, bathing the Maya cities in golden light that penetrates through the blanket of humidity draped over the landscape. In this boundless tropical environment, you found yourself thrust into the heart of the Yucatan Peninsula, where the air is as thick as the jungle foliage. The climate here is a force to be reckoned with, shaping daily life with its relentless cycles of wet summers and parched winters. Imagine stepping out into the throbbing heat of the day, where the temperature quickly climbs, applying pressure to every inch of your modern sensibilities. You might instinctively reach for a fan or an icy drink, but here in the Maya world, such comforts are non-existent. Instead, you must learn to adapt, as the ancient Maya did, to their surroundings. They engineered their lives around these climatic shifts, with a deep understanding of their environment that often leaves even the most seasoned historians in awe. You wouldn't be surprised if you found yourself seeking the shade of a colossal saber tree, the sacred tree of life in Maya mythology. Its sprawling canopy provides a little leeway from the oppressive sun, much like a natural umbrella, offering respite to humans and animals alike. It is here you may reflect on a modern gym experience, weighed down by fluorescent lights and air conditioning, starkly contrasting the simple, raw beauty of this natural shelter. The Mayas' adaptation to their climate is nothing short of ingenious. They built extensive systems of reservoirs and canals for water management, capturing rainwater during the intense downpours of the wet season and conserving it for use in the drier months. This resourcefulness is evident in their ability to sustain massive urban centres in a region where water sources can be a fickle companion. Historians still argue whether these systems were primarily for agriculture or urban consumption, but their sheer scale and complexity speak volumes about the Mayas' innovative spirit. As you continue your exploration, stepping cautiously along a network of ancient roads, the Sakbi imagine the skill and labour that went into smoothing these limestone paths, leading through swampy lowlands and rugged mountains alike. The terrain may leave you breathless, not just because you've traded your sneakers for more rudimentary sandals, but because your body is acclimatizing to the unrelenting tropical air. Picture the resourceful Maya farmers, their skin bronzed by the sun, tending to their fields with the utmost care and attention. In these fields, the prized maize flourishes alongside beans and squash, forming the three sisters that provide the nutritional backbone of Maya society. Agriculture here isn't static. It ebbs and flows with the land's cycles, embedded with the wisdom of observing seasonal changes. The ancient farmers employed slash-and-burn techniques to clear patches of rainforest for cultivation, a method that enhances soil fertility and maintains its health over cycles of growth and fallow periods. This practice might seem foreign to present-day agricultural norms, where monocultures often heed ecological imbalance. A modern farmer might puzzle over this method, yet marvel at its effectiveness, understanding that, in the absence of heavy machinery, the wisdom of the ages guides the hand of the sower. And as you stand amidst the expansive agricultural fields, you're not alone. The whisper of the past is carried on a warm breeze, a lesson in humility maybe, as you tune into nature's unyielding cadence, punctuated by the distant calls of howler monkeys or the chirps of cicadas. In this setting, the landscape speaks volumes. Every contour, every sound, every scent is a testament to the mutual respect and understanding between the Maya and their environment. The timeless anticipation of the cycles of planting and harvest marked the Maya calendar, a deep-seated component of their culture. A quirky fact tingles your curiosity. The Maya calendar, far from being a simple tool for counting days, marries the sacred with the secular, blending mathematical precision with divine prophecy. In fact, 2012 wasn't the end of the world, but a significant calendar transition, a stroke of the new against the ancient. An often misunderstood timeline that sits at the confluence of scholarly debate to this very day. These insights into the Maya relationship with their environment and the clever ways they navigated their natural world steep your imagination in wonder and admiration. The sizzling air, thick with the essence of earth and growth, envelops you until you find your senses abuzz, the pulse of this remarkable civilization thumping alongside your heartbeat. As the sun dips low, casting golden threads across a darkening sky, the air cools ever so slightly. Breathing in, you find yourself incessantly tethered to this lost world where wrestling with elements was a daily feat, and survival hinged on the balance between man and nature. As the dawn unfurls over the dense Maya landscape, the aroma of smouldering fires and earthy maize fills the atmosphere, wafting through the open walls of thatched roof homes. There's an intimate hum of activity as the day's meals begin to take shape, a symphony of sizzling sounds and fragrant odors that promise the sustenance the Maya people needed to greet the day. This world of food is both exotic and simple all at once, filled with time-honored flavors that still resonate with us today. Step into a bustling Maya kitchen. You might find yourself automatically expecting the modern convenience of a fridge stocked with Thirsty's bottled water or a cold brew on tap. But those are luxuries of your future world, and here, the culinary stage is set for a different kind of experience. One rooted deeply in local traditions and foods pulled straight from the surrounding land. A feast in the Maya world often features an abundance of maize corn, is the golden thread that weaves through every meal, from hearty tamales to warm tortillas hot off the griddle. Imagine kneeling on the cool stone floor, watching a Maya woman expertly transform corn kernels into masa on a smooth, rounded metate, an ancient grinder that extracts the grain's soul with each pass. She moves with an artful rhythm known only to those steeped in centuries of tradition. The masa dough begins to form a pliable canvas, ready to be shaped into the sustenance that's been feeding her family for generations. Your modern penchant for zapping a meal in a microwave suddenly feels inadequate next to such crafted elegance. It's not just maize that fills the Maya pantries. A rich symphony of beans and squash plays alongside, engaging all the senses. The concept of the three sisters, it is as practical as it is poetic, with each plant nourishing and supporting the growth of the others, a concept that offers a masterclass in sustainable agriculture. The Maya respect for these plants is palpable, crafting balanced meals that cater to both body and soul. But here's a surprising morsel. The Maya did more than just survive on this plant-based diet. They complemented these staples with the succulent meats of turkey, deer, and even peccary. These proteins added variety and flavor amidst the abundance of plant life, turning everyday meals into bountiful feasts when game was plentiful. You get the feeling that modern concepts like farm-to-table dining have little on the Maya, for whom such a philosophy was just a natural way of life. The Maya's culinary palate also contained what might be called delicacies, flavors that demanded boldness and a touch of experimentation. Picture adding a bit of honey and chili, used liberally to season meals with their sweet heat. Adventurous, right? This dining approach beckons your palate to step out of its comfort zone, relishing the surprise of unexpected flavors dancing on your tongue. Furthermore, after a supper rich in flavors, what might have been dessert? Well, you're in for a treat more complex than a mere slice of pie. Cacao, the seed from which chocolate derives its magical essence, was often crafted into a fermented drink, as bitter as the jungle night. It was a revered beverage, reserved for the elite or special ceremonies, far from the creamy chocolate bars adored today. The nuances of Maya dining unfold like a story, a tale of survival, reverence for the natural world, and deep social connections. Meal preparation is a community act, a way for families and neighbors to converge, share, and celebrate. It's a moment to swap stories, teach children, and soak in the collective wisdom handed down through generations. It's history flavored with old-world charm. One cannot help but marvel at this resilience, reflected in the culinary innovations that allowed them to thrive in the temperamental climate. Perhaps you'd find yourself surprised at how fulfilling this diet could be, a surprise forming as you munch thoughtfully on your savory morning tamale, entwined with the scent of sunrise and ancient whispers of this vibrant culture. Through this culinary journey, you discover that food isn't just about survival. It's a profound connection to both the land and the people. As sun-dappled leaves sway gently in the morning breeze, carrying with them the laughter and morning chatter of the Maya, you take another bite and savor not only the rich flavors, but the unwavering spirit of a people deeply intertwined with the world around them. As you continue your journey through the intricate tapestry of the Maya Empire, you begin to weave yourself into the complex social fabric that defines this ancient civilization. Here, societal structure runs deep, as foundational to the Maya as the limestone blocks upon which their grandest cities were built. The hierarchy is palpable with every step you take across this time-worn civilization, stretching from humble villages to booming urban centers. Imagine making your way down a bustling avenue lined with vendors hawking wares and smells of roasting meats weaving through the air. You can't help but notice the diversity in dress and demeanor around you, an echo of social structures. At a glance, you might recognize the garb of the nobility, their garments resplendent in rich colors and intricate designs, standing out amidst the more muted tones worn by artisans and farmers. Ornate jewelry glistens in the sunlight, a testament to the craftsmanship of the society's skilled artisans and to the status of their wearers. Within this rigid hierarchy, you find yourself confronted by the stark reality of your own position, or lack thereof. As a visitor here, you would be far from the top tiers of power, wandering among the ordinary townsfolk who labor tirelessly each day to maintain the rhythm of life. The realization may come with a certain humility, as you are enveloped by the enormity of a social order seasoned through centuries. The Maya societal structure depends heavily on the roles of the priestly and noble classes, who wield influence over both the heavens and the earth. It is they who interpret divine signs, conduct ceremonies, and manage agricultural activities with wisdom believed to be granted by the gods themselves. One cannot overlook the king, the Kuhulajar, who embodies divine authority, bridging the celestial with the earthly, guiding his people in both prosperity and hardship. Historians still argue whether the Maya political landscape was truly centralized, or if power diffuse across city-states acted independently under local rulers. Regardless, the balance of power swings deftly through the heart of every major Maya city, leaving its mark on law, culture, and daily life. You wander past a temple courtyard and see young scribes, the intellectual elite, busily etching histories onto stone stelae for posterity. Their slick, practiced hands etch glyphs with precision, ensuring that their legacy will endure long after they themselves are nothing more than whispers on the wind. It's a task that demands deft intellect, and you can't help but stand in awe of these symbols' enduring power. However, not all bear such fortunate fates. The vast majority toil in the fields or engage in crafts with raw materials, bringing to life the exceptional artisanal elements that define Maya towns and cities. You witness potters and stone carvers at work, curating pieces that reflect the profound artistry and symbolism embedded within the Maya cosmology. Even in the wake of such a deep class divide, the fruits of their labor, official and aesthetic, are enjoyed by all strata of society. As you contemplate this complexity, a rural woman captures your attention. Her woven huipil, rich with vibrant patterns, is more than clothes. It is a language speaking volumes of identity and heritage, a thread connecting generations in a lineage that stretches unfathomably back in time. She approaches, offering you a handmade ceramic cup, brimming with a maize-based beverage far removed from your regular cup of artisanal coffee. Atole, awash in gratitude and a hint of delight, you accept the gift, a rare taste of kindness flowing through this stratified society. In this world of clearly defined roles, where one's station is often decided by birth, you might ponder the notion of mobility, in the truest sense of the word. Yet despite the constriction that such a hierarchy may impose, the seams hold faithfully perhaps a reflection of the people's sheer devotion to their culture and tradition. The symbiosis of roles brings balance, each thread essential to the astonishing tapestry weaving the lives of the Maya. The sun begins to descend, casting long shadows that creep across the city as invisible transitions subtly shift an ancient world into a state of quietude. Your reflections upon these varied lives stay with you, holding steady in your own heart as you roam this timeless empire. As night envelops the land, these stirrings of a world distinctly ordered, inexplicably enduring, carry you further into this wondrous ancient realm, where societal destiny is written in the very stone beneath your feet. As the golden hues of evening give way to the deep indigo of dusk, the Maya city continues to pulse with life. You are drawn further into its heart, guided by the mysterious allure of communication in a world where messages are carved in stone and painted on walls, vibrant and full of deeper meaning. Language here is not merely spoken, it is an art form, an intricate dance of hieroglyphs that even today invites both wonder and scholarly debate. Imagine standing before an ancient stela, running your fingers slowly over the intricate glyphs etched with precision centuries ago. The Maya script is unlike anything you're accustomed to. consisting of more than 800 symbols. These aren't the simple letters of an alphabet, but a sophisticated system of logograms and syllabic signs that embody the melodic lexicon of the Maya Te. Read like an art book, sound a little like music. It's no surprise to find that historians still argue whether the glyphs were a true form of writing or a complex series of mnemonic devices for ritualistic purposes. As you attempt to piece together the story etched in stone, the realization of your outsider status draws sharper. Imagine trying to decode social media lingo before hashtags existed. Yet it is this complexity that tells us so much about the structures of Maya society, the celestial events that dictated life, and the myriad of deities worshipped within their pantheon. Each glyph carries weight far greater than mere letters and syllables. It carries the universe within its confines. While the common folk continued their daily exchanges in modern-day Yucatec Maya and its myriad dialects, the written language was almost the purview of the scribes and nobility alone. Consider the scribes, the bridge between the heavens and humanity. They possessed the daunting task of recording time, history, and prophecy. Their works were often considered divine, with their bearers resting firmly within the upper echelons of society, rivaling even nobles in influence. As you wander away from the city centre, an unexpected sound catches your attention. A jovial group has gathered near a humble hut, their voices rising and falling in chatty rhythms. Eavesdrop on a hearty exchange as one mischievously teases another. Realize that while the complex script may still baffle outsiders like you, the warmth of a joke or a shared tale among friends resonates across time, currently transcending any cultural barrier. This living language, rooted in spoken word, existed in parallel with the written, keeping history alive not just in carved stone, but in the notes of daily life. These traditions ensured the survival of stories and wisdom, the ephemeral web connecting past and present with the sturdy links of memory and spoken narrative. More dynamic than a podcast, riding the currents of air like a dance. An intriguing aspect emerges. While the written language appears to have been limited to the elite, spoken language was diverse and versatile. The multilingual nature of the Maya civilization facilitated trade and communication, but would also have proven a daunting landscape for an outsider to traverse. It's easy to imagine yourself in the midst of this vibrant mix of tongue-twisting phrases, grappling with the nuances as though learning a new dialect overnight. The vivid storytelling that takes place, filled with myth, legend, and humour, spins like a rich, colourful tapestry, with you trying to pinpoint each strand as it floats beyond reach, just on the edge of understanding. A profound respect for words and their power permeates the air, a respect mirrored in our modern world, where language holds the potential to shape perspectives and build bridges. The Maya used language as a tool, whether through artistic glyphs or spirited conversations within the village square. As the night deepens, the drumbeats of a distant ceremony echo softly through the cool air, a gentle reminder of the connection between language, art, and spirituality. Crickets chirp their nocturnal symphony, the rhythmic lapping of a nearby river punctuating the dialogue of nature, weaving through the heavier human sounds. With each breath, you are reminded that language, in all its forms, is alive, a vibrant thread stitching together the patchwork quilt of human experience, stretching from the ancient Maya to the present day. And just like that, words become whispers, gently nudging you deeper into the quiet mysteries of this ancient world. As the depths of night descend upon the Maya city, you find yourself drawn inward toward the sacred heart of the community. The fires in the temple courtyards flicker like ancient stars, illuminating figures clad in robes as they prepare for the evening's ritual. The air is thick with anticipation, a palpable electricity that hums with the promise of spiritual awakening. Religious rituals are a cornerstone of the Maya world, where the divine and the earthly intertwine seamlessly. The scent of copal incense wafts through the night air, curling through the surroundings like a vine of fragrant smoke. You follow its delicate trail, leading toward an assembly gathered in a hallowed circle. Here, where the spiritual and the mortal converge, the ground beneath your feet feels blessed, though it sends a shiver up your spine as you approach the fray. You sense that you're witnessing something profound, an honor and perhaps a daunting moment for an outsider to comprehend fully. At the center of activity stands the revered priest, an enigmatic figure clad in vibrant woven garments adorned with elaborate headdresses. Their presence feels as ancient and immutable as the stars above. Through rhythmic motions steeped in tradition, they perform sacred rites believed to maintain cosmic harmony, a delicate balance between gods and humans. You watch with reverence, aware that these rituals ensure the continuum of life, fertility, and harvest. The priest raises hands to the heavens, invoking deities with a chant rich in sonorous phrases that soar across the hushed crowd. A deep understanding of these ceremonies suggests that each movement carries immense symbolism, linking the present world with cosmic realms beyond. It is a theatrical spectacle, yet its core lies intrinsic to the fabric of faith as an essential mirror reflecting the Maya understanding of the universe. Among the rituals of appeasement and divine communication, bloodletting stands out, the promise of sacrifice binding deities to the world of men in stark relief. As you observe the actual ritual unfolding amidst roars of reverence, the practice both captures the imagination and sends a chill down your spine. The act of willingly shedding blood carries with it sacred significance. It's not brutality, but a sacrifice ensuring the fertility of the land and blessings of the gods. The hot debate still endures, however, whether such blood offerings were voluntary acts of devotion or ceremonies compelled by divine mandate. The temple grounds are marked by the ebb and flow of offerings, vibrant with fresh-cut flowers and lavishly woven textiles. They signify the fruits of labour transformed into artful pledges to the deities. A faint echo of a modern-day offering might startle you into realizing the resonance these gestures have with contemporary rituals, our own way of reaching towards something greater. As you join the rhythm of the congregation, from those of noble birth who stand close to the altar to the commoners at a respectful distance, a shared sense suffuses the air, a collective participation that transcends social boundaries. The glow of flickering torchlight casts long shadows across faces, glinting off jewelry and golden talismans kept safe with private promises. In this immersive world, hushed over in an observant stillness, you begin to feel the weight of legends carried forth from one generation to the next, shaping communities around shared beliefs, injecting life into every aspect of existence. To call these well-choreographed ceremonies mere religion might deceptively simplify their scope. They are the spiritual reflections of creation, interconnected with festivities, calendar systems, and the seasonal march of time itself. The heat of the fires gradually wanes as the ritual draws to a close, leaving behind glowing embers and the whispered promise of rebirth. The congregation disperses slowly, the weary tranquility bringing a profound sense of both an ending and a beginning, a cycle repeated through the ages. The intoxicating allure of this world of gods and men wraps around you, lulling you deeper into a contemplation of cycles of faith, renewal, and devotion. Here, amid the ancient rivers of consciousness, you quietly tuck away the echoes of sacred chants, the mesmerizing rhythm of life in the Maya realm. As the night matures, you retreat beneath a star-studded sky, cradling in your heart an assurance that though the dawn will come, this night and its wonders will whisper in the quiet corners of your dreams. The village comes to life with the first light of dawn, the air cool and crisp, before the sun's warmth sweeps across the land like a gentle hand. As you awaken within this thriving Maya world, the sights and sounds of daily life unfold anew. The intricacies of chores await, tasks that weave the routine tapestry binding this ancient community together. You soon find that these daily activities, essential as they are, often blend struggle with tradition, especially for someone unfamiliar with the practices honed over centuries. As you step outside, the rhythmic pounding of maize echoes from a nearby home. A Maya woman kneels before a metate, expertly turning corn kernels into the staple that will shape the day's meals. The metate, a smooth stone tool worn by the hands of countless generations, is a lifeline for the household, a simple mechanism yet so vital. The process is labor-intensive, prompting you to reconsider how cereals pour effortlessly from a cardboard box back home. Nearby, a man shoulders clay jars, each filled to the brim, and sets off toward the cistern where the lifeblood of the village is stored. The burden of fetching water sharpens as morning heat sets in, and you wonder how he manages this routine without the luxury of running tap water we often take for granted. One can't help but imagine how different things might be with the convenience of modern plumbing, a technology entirely foreign to this world of divine connections and natural rhythms. Amidst these tasks, The air fills with the chatter of children playing nearby. With playful shrieks they dart around, engaging in games that have likely seen little change through the centuries. Their mirth offers a reminder that despite the hardships, the spirit of joy and play endures in even the simplest corners of life. It's the sort of joy that makes you reflect with a smile, perhaps, our own chase after leisure today isn't so different after all. As the sun rises higher, it casts a golden glow over the modest dwellings that flank the narrow paths, leading you past gardens where women blend art and utility. Tendrils of flowering plants climb toward the sky, appearing to try and touch history's heights through their leaves. These gardens are a testament to the skillful integration of agriculture with everyday life, proving that beauty and functionality can thrive together. Present-day gardeners might envy such a harmonious balance with nature. In the communal spaces, you observe weaving looms, where the day's light catches the fibers being transformed into vibrant textiles. The whir of spinning thread blends effortlessly with the hum of industrious conversation. Here, the women, and even some young girls, craft patterns that convey stories of their lineage, of ancient myths and celestial events. In such textiles, artistry isn't a mere pastime. It's a living documentation of culture and identity. You wonder if their work would be seen as a labor or a labor of love. As the day unfolds, you find yourself part of the orchestrated dance defining each family's contribution to society. From mending essential tools to creating pottery, from tending crops to grinding cacao beans, each task is a pulse maintaining the heartbeat of the community. Even those simple chores, washing clothes in rivers or sculpting clay into functional beauty, acquire a protective rhythm, preserving the essence of life beyond the toil. One more captivating glimpse catches your eye. A group of men craft tall wooden poles, gearing up for the construction of a new dwelling. This activity, demanding precision and teamwork, will culminate in a structure that blends seamlessly with the environment. They work not just as individuals, but as a cohesive unit, a theme resonating throughout Maya life. Even amidst laborious routines, moments of respite sprinkle over the day, pauses shared over meals, laughter spilling forth, casting time in an entirely different light. You realize that these social interactions, woven into the cycle of daily tasks, reflect an intrinsic humanity, an acknowledgement that life is equally about the bonds we nurture and the duties we fulfill. They are a gentle reminder of how each day, though much remains the same, holds its rediscovered meanings. As the sun begins its descent, shading the village in soft hues, you're left with the understanding that daily chores are the connective tissue of the Maya world. The rhythm of tasks, far from seeming monotonous, reveals itself as a thread tying the people not just to each other, but to their ancestors and the enduring spirit of the ages. As night falls, you allow the melody of industry and community to lull you into gentle dreams, wrapped in the warmth of a society steeped in tradition. As the sun rises again, spilling golden light over the verdant landscape, the colourful fabric of Maya life unfurls before you, with one of its most striking features: the clothing that turns each day into a vibrant display of cultural identity. Dressing up Maya style is a form of expression as much as it is function, revealing layers of tradition and artistry stitched into every piece of cloth that dances along with the breeze. Picture yourself wandering through a lively marketplace, surrounded by an array of vivid colours that seem to ripple like waves across the masses. Women wear huipils, once again capturing your eye. The intricately woven tunics are a testament to the skill and creativity of their makers. Patterns and colours are far from random. Each design holds symbolic meanings and identifies the wearer's village, social status, and even familial affiliations. A captivating narrative in itself, you might find yourself marveling at the wealth of information encoded in these beautiful garments like Instagram. Before the internet was a thing, turning your attention to the men, you notice they are equally adorned in traditional attire, simple, yet elegantly functional. They wear loincloths and trousers that allow for ease of movement in the day's labours, often accompanied by a blanket or mantle draped over the shoulder. Their attire is more than just clothing. It is adapted to the climate, lending comfort and ease in this warm tropical environment where lightweight cotton and breathable fibres reign supreme. Walking among these kaleidoscopic ensembles, imagine attempting to discern the messages written in their threads, realizing anew how much these garments account for in Maya society. Within the dazzling folds of textiles is a rich tapestry of history and symbolism, a living artifact more enduring than anything in a museum. Here, identity isn't just worn, it is celebrated openly through the art of weaving, a skill passed through generations with hands full of memory and heart that beats in sync with ancient patterns. The art of fabric making is more than mechanical skill, it is a collaborative journey. Women, often working in groups, create rich tapestries on backstrap looms, using techniques that are as ancient as the Maya civilization itself. Talk about OG sewing circles. The sound of clacking looms merges with laughter and conversation, punctuated by stories and songs. This process isn't merely about clothing bodies. It's an act of creating community, and while the appreciation of these textiles points to their rich cultural meanings, they also manifest practicality, meeting the demands of life in a tropical climate. Mud, sun, and rain challenge the endurance of the materials, yet the elegance of these garments remains unblemished. Their durability, adaptability, and undeniable beauty have sustained generations, resonating as a testament to human ingenuity. But it doesn't stop at textiles. Let's delve into the arena of adornments. Exquisite adornments such as jade, shells, and colourful beads embellish these garments, a synergy between textiles and jewellery that adds layers of depth. Jewellery, aside from being a form of self-expression, often serves as indicators of status, wealth, and identity within this world. Crafted with meticulous attention, these pieces stand testament to the artistry that transcends mere function, touching upon tradition and elegance. In this grand parade of Maya fashion, even hairstyles tell compelling tales. Elaborate hairstyles, often adorned with feathers and ornaments, become statements in their own right, heralding social and religious status. You imagine yourself plaiting your hair with rich adornments, feeling the whisper of a connection to traditions that carry stories of their own. In the ebbing warmth of the afternoon sun, smiling faces gather for grand feasts or sacred ceremonies, showcasing colourful accessories that breathe new life into a gathering. Underneath the soft shadows of thatched roofs, the community celebrates not only its unity, but the rich traditions that inform both history and identity. These textiles and adornments act as bridges between the earthly and the divine, offering intimacy and pride, feeling like a tangible echo of generations past. As the day concludes and the celestial canopy unfurls overhead, casting a gentle light across the vibrant threads, you too feel woven into the narrative, as if the fibres and threads have twined around your heart, joining you for a brief moment with this rich cultural lineage. With a final glance, the garments and their stories fold into your journey, guiding you softly into a night where every woven thread carries a silent wish and woven dream across the shadows. As the stars relinquish their hold and dawn light unfurls across the land, your journey within the Maya civilization continues, this time through the diverse and elaborate trade networks that stretched over vast distances. You soon learn that the notion of trade in the Maya world isn't simply the exchange of goods. It's a complex web of economic, social, and cultural interactions that helped bind the Maya to each other and to cultures far beyond their own border. Imagine yourself stepping into the heart of a lively marketplace, a kaleidoscope of sensory experiences. Fragrant aromas of exotic spices swirling through the air, the vibrant colours of textiles and artisan goods blending into a living tapestry under the golden sun. The sounds of lively bargaining and laughter flow around you, creating a rich melody, a bustling marketplace symphony that could make your local farmer's market feel like a whisper. In this centre of activity, merchants offer everything from the humble maize to precious jade, coveted for its beauty and spiritual significance. Cocoa beans, tiny treasures, are not just a valued commodity, but also serve as fragrant currency, bearing a rich aroma that lingers warmly in the air around you. The logistics of these trade networks extend far beyond the city limit. The busiest roadways are known as sakbiob, or white roads, vast highways made of limestone plaster that connect cities rich with promise, much like the interstates linking modern metropolises today. Along these roads, traders travel hundreds of miles on foot, their backs laden with delicate goods, forming an intricate network of exchange that spans the rugged Yucatan Peninsula and stretches into Central America. As you follow these ancient pathways with the traders, imagine hauling goods through dense jungle under the sun's fire and the quiet company of the stars at night. The resilience of these merchants echoes through the ages, their journeys keeping villages and cities thriving, their footsteps leaving behind tales of ambition and adventure. While the physical nature of trade is essential, there's a notable exchange of ideas, knowledge, and culture in this dynamic network as well. You've discovered that an interconnected society of such breadth also becomes a thriving conduit for sharing stories and traditions. This exchange has laid the foundations for a complex and well-nourished civilization, where art, technology, and philosophy travel through word and art as much as through tangible goods. As the day matures, you begin to appreciate the sheer diversity of the traders themselves, men and women from different backgrounds, each bringing unique offerings to the collective table. Their diverse origins might rival a melting pot of identities at any bustling global hub today. With each transaction, the marketplace transcends mere economic function, resulting instead in rich cultural cross-pollination that spurs innovation and shared knowledge. The Maya's trade dealings extend beyond domestic borders, transcending regions to connect with neighboring civilizations such as the Aztec and even more distant cultures. This far-reaching network might seem familiar to our globalized world today, reminding you starkly that the ancient world was in many ways just as connected. One quirky tidbit that might astonish you is that the Maya also engaged in what we might call commodity. Certain goods, like chert, obsidian, and the aforementioned jade, were revered not only for their economic worth, but also their ceremonial significance. Obsidian, for instance, was not just a tool, but a sacred element, used in sacrificial rituals and religious observances, a prized material believed to hold the universe's symbolic power, much like how diamond rings hold court in modern-day promises. Historians still debate the exact extent of these trade routes and their influence on Maya political alliances and city-state relationships. However, the evidence of vast networks of exchange is undeniable, a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of the Maya merchant class. As evening descends and the marketplace empties, a peaceful quietude returns. Yet, echoes of the day's bustling activity resound within you as you wander through the shadows of towering pyramids or alongside peaceful streams. With every step, you bear witness to an intricate economy that was as much about building bridges between people as it was about goods, reminding modern contemplation of the complex threads that connect all of us. In the hush of twilight, your travels along these ancient paths evoke admiration for a civilization whose legacy is as enduring as the roads themselves, each a testament to the enduring power of connection and exchange. As you close your eyes, lulled by the rhythmic hum of the night, these vibrant journeys sweep gently into your dreams, weaving stories of the centuries, old dance between communities stretching across time and distance. As dawn gradually pulls the blanket of night away, the burgeoning light reveals the breathtaking expanse of the Maya cosmos painted upon the heavens. With the sky as their canvas, the ancient Maya painted their understanding of the universe through constellations and cycles. Their mastery over time and space is elegantly encapsulated in the sophisticated science of their calendars and astronomy. Allow yourself to stand at the peak of a temple pyramid as the first light of day unfolds. The vastness of the sky above reflects the complexity of the Maya astronomical system, one that rivals modern comprehension in its precision and scope. It's a revelation that might leave you breathless, much like watching a movie about space travel without the popcorn. The Maya observed celestial bodies with unparalleled dedication, turning their gaze skyward to document movements with meticulous accuracy. The sun, moon, Venus, and other celestial bodies dictated time-marking rituals, planting cycles, and historic events. This celestial choreography guided the march of daily life, lending an inherent order to worldly chaos. Embedded within this profound celestial awareness is the Maya calendar system, a masterpiece of timekeeping design. Consisting of a complex interlocking mechanism, it produces cycles that blend the sacred and the mundane. The Tzolk'in, a 260-day ceremonial calendar, breathes significance into spiritual life, while the Harb, a 365-day solar calendar, is devoted to the cycles of agriculture and civil events. Their intersection, the calendar round, renders a loop of 52 years a fascinating blend of mathematical elegance and spiritual pursuit. Their sophisticated system extends further. The long count, which merits special mention and stretches back infinitely, marking days from a mythical creation date, stands as a testament to their perspective of time as cyclical rather than linear. You begin to ponder how your habit of checking time through smartphones clocks in against this history, scrolling by finger swipe. What further distinguishes the Maya from their contemporaries, however, is their integrated approach. Astronomy was far from a mere scientific pursuit. It was deeply woven into their tapestry of cosmos, faith, and empire building. The mesmerizing sight of ancient observatories, like the Caracol at Chichen Itza, speaks volumes about their devotion and ability to harness the skies. Standing in the shadow of one such observatory, you envision ancient astronomers meticulously observing the heavens, their measurements relentless against time's flow. Their discoveries aren't just recorded, but embodied in architecture that aligns with solstices and equinoxes, an ancient dance of sun and stone. While much of their mathematical ambition holds true, scholars continue debating whether the Maya perceived the end of their calendar as a precept of doom or yet another cosmic chapter turning within an endless narrative. What's irrefutable is their devotion to astronomical intricacies, with an eye toward divine harmony, a blend that fascinates and mystifies even today. Move past these existential revelations and delve into the realm of Venus. The Maya held a particular veneration for this celestial body, associating its cycles with war and spiritual rites. Observations led them to fashion a Venus calendar synchronized with its apparent retrograde motion, a feat of precision that harkens their deep cosmic affinity. An intriguing notion often arises. Did you know that Maya astronomers conceptualize zero independently? A profound intellectual leap, much like discovering the backspace key or clearing an inbox today. Yet, what's remarkable is how assiduously they applied this understanding to their astronomical calculations, venturing beyond mere comprehension to true creative application. Your attention shifts to children gathered nearby, attempted mimicry of the sun's movement through play. Shadowed before mothers impart knowledge as they weave under the vibrant sky. For most Maya, these celestial influences permeate every facet of life, grounding the earthly with an omniscient presence, a steadfast backbone in their cultural soul, providing divine context to their existence. As twilight closes in, the sky's mantle deepens to an indigo embrace, inviting stars to claim their place anew. The sound of gentle winds carries cosmic whispers through ancient stone, reinforcing the timeless pulse of wonder, amazement, and faith etched into time's eternal. Your journey through these celestial insights leaves you in quiet contemplation, an invitation perhaps to carry the wisdom of the ages as an intrinsic part of your cosmic armory. As the stars twinkle in harmony with your heart's steady cadence, sleep approaches imbued with the respite of a universe older and wiser than we may ever know. As dawn spreads its golden fingers across the lush Maya territories, you find yourself immersed in the awe-inspiring achievements of the ancient Maya, whose contributions to science and technology illuminate their profound understanding of the world. Here is a civilization that developed remarkable advances in mathematics, architecture, and agriculture, demonstrating an intellectual vibrancy that resonates through history. You wander through a bustling city, noticing the awe-inspiring structures rising from the forest floor. These monuments aren't merely the remnants of an ancient empire. They are stunning testaments to the Maya flair for engineering and design. Pyramids and palaces, aligned with precision to celestial events, loom majestically around you, echoing a mastery over both form and function. Imagine the sheer might it took to build these structures without modern tools. It's akin to assembling a jigsaw puzzle without a picture to guide you. One of the most notable scientific achievements that emerge is the Maya understanding of the numeral system. You pause and consider the beauty in a counting system that not only rivals but surpasses contemporary methods of its time. Incorporating the concept of zero, an intellectual breakthrough allowed the Maya to conduct complex calculations and accurately record astronomical events. Their vigesimal system, based on the number 20, carries you into a world of dots and bars, a striking and efficient way to represent numbers that might leave your math teacher impressed, if not baffled. In the heart of a city square, you witness the recreation of observatories, towering structures resembling grand staircases to the stars, where ancient astronomers meticulously recorded celestial motions. Their astute calculations enhanced understanding of periods such as lunar cycles and solar eclipses, insights so profound they're still marveled at by modern scholars around the globe. The accuracy of Maya calendrical observations and predictions rivals today's digital precision, providing a stark reminder of their relentless human curiosity. Step further into the natural world, finely tuned by Maya observance, the agricultural prowess is no less remarkable. The vast and bountiful farms prosper from innovative techniques developed to sustain large populations. Raised beds, called chinampas, achieved by layering soil on platforms in shallow lakes, exemplify their brilliant manipulation of challenging landscapes to yield fruitful harvests. A method still in modern use might make you question whether our advances are truly revolutionary or merely rediscovered gems of antiquity. Agricultural accomplishments accompany advances in pharmacology, revealing the Maya as adept herbalists, sourcing ingredients from the expansive natural apothecary surrounding them. With an extensive knowledge of the medicinal properties of plants, they create remedies not only for the body, but for mind and spirit alike. The balancing act between innovation and tradition set these accomplishments aflame, reminiscent of today's intertwining of science and nature, perhaps, even sparking modern nods to sustainability. At a busy workshop, you observe artisans and craftsmen skillfully manipulate raw materials into objects of beauty and utility. Maya metallurgy, though limited, adeptly masters jade and obsidian, producing tools and ceremonial artifacts that transcend mere function into the realm of art. You imagine these finely crafted pieces, each one a story pulled from the earth, resonating with the same excitement as opening a sleek gadget in today's tech-driven world. The aspect that captures your imagination is the Maya's remarkably peaceful scientific progress. In contrast with far more militant empires, while grand cities like Tikal wouldn't hesitate to defend their interests, the Maya are remembered as much for their contributions to knowledge as for their military footprint, leading scholars to ponder the interwoven relationship between prosperity and ideology. One fringe tidbit that may surprise you is their unique understanding of acoustics. Temples and ball courts symbolize more than cultural practices. They are acoustic chambers designed to amplify sounds during public gatherings, a subtle, pioneering nod to sound engineering. Standing within these structures feels like stepping into an ancient amphitheater, your voice whisked gently throughout the space. The sun arcs across the sky, casting soft shadows over cobbled pathways as innovation unfolds before you. The brilliance of ages past woven into the fabric of now. The legacy of the Maya reflects not just one of historical intrigue, but an ongoing exploration of creativity, resilience, and undeniable intellectual depth. As daylight tucks gently behind the hilly horizon, you realize that such achievements cradle not only the roots of civilization, but also the seeds of tomorrow's dreams. With each step carrying these echoes of brilliance into the serenity of night, a gentle awareness holds you close, whispering in your ear the promise of potential dwelling within us all. As the stars emerge one by one overhead, you find solace amidst the ancient achievements of this remarkable civilization, and let them cradle you into the soothing arms of slumber. As you stroll through the vibrant expanse of a Maya city, bathed in the golden light of dawn, your senses become captivated by the sheer artistry flourishing around you. The Maya were not only master builders and astronomers, but also exceptional artists, and their creativity is woven into every corner of their civilization, offering a delightful feast for the eyes. Imagine stepping into the heart of a lavishly adorned temple, where brilliant murals stretch across stone walls, showcasing intricate depictions of gods, celestial events, and historical narratives. Each color, a bold stroke of ochre, lapis, and verdant hues, holds profound cultural significance, beckoning you to unravel the stories embedded within. Every brushstroke is purposeful, a command of the cosmos as much as of human nature. You might say these murals are like Pinterest boards, curating the essence of life, both divine and mundane. In the courtyard you hear the steady rhythm of brushes at work, as artisans perfect the frescoes that continue to mesmerize all who pass by. Imagine the patience and precision required. It evokes a touch of envy if you've ever dabbled in DIY art projects that didn't quite match expectations. These vivid images breathe color into the city's rich narrative, speaking wordlessly through their depictions of daily life, myth, and history. The murals aren't merely decorative. They serve dual functions as educational tools and status symbols. Imagine hierarchical murals depicting noble life high on the walls, while scenes of everyday life are set nearer to eye level. These artful stories depict valuable information about social roles and spiritual beliefs, inspiring reflection on life's perpetual dance between the divine and the human, intertwined yet distinct. Maya pottery further exemplifies their artistry, with ceramics flawlessly crafted for both utilitarian and ceremonial purposes. The pottery is adorned with roles and rituals, extending the canvas beyond temple confines. These ceramics, painted with vibrant depictions of mythology and daily commerce, make each drinking vessel, plate, and incense burner an artifact echoing the subtle grace of its artisan's hands. Even today's artists might appreciate the craftsmanship that infuses such life into clay, a testament to human ingenuity granted permanence in fire. While these artistic expressions are well recognized, an intriguing fringe element cultivates wonder: the Maya's tradition of body adornment and modification as living art. Through body paint, tattoos, and artistic scarring, individuals marked rites of passage or significant events upon their own bodies. These personal canvases narrate deeply intimate stories, profound in their unspoken beauty, a tradition that today's tattoo enthusiasts might well relate to as they wear their experiences across skin. As you meander through the city, your attention is drawn to the smooth surface of jade carvings, symbolic representations of gods, ancestors, and animals imbued with spiritual importance. These mesmerizing sculptures add depth to the layers of artistic integrity that blanket the Maya civilization. Affluent members of the society adorned themselves with jade jewelry, asserting status while simultaneously protecting against malevolent forces, much like a lucky charm quietly whispering of its hallowed nature. This captivating world of Maya art is as much about expression as it is preservation. It imparts cultural memories through the soft shades of paint, the etched lines in pottery, and the timeless jade. Your explorations unveil hidden gems whenever the shimmering sunlight reveals whispers of past symphonies within quiet hues, histories, myths, and truths beautifully rendered within and around you. A profound yet delightful scholarly debate lingers here regarding whether the Maya imbued their paintings with audible narratives as part of oral tradition. Building stones echo with mystery where stories come to life, not just captured in color but perhaps accompanied by proclamation in ceremony. A technicolor ode to forms of storytelling evolved beyond just ink and paper. As the amber glow of sunset gently envelopes the city, the colors around you deepen into rich umbers and indigos. You are acutely aware of stepping within a kaleidoscope, a beautiful, transformative, and dynamic painting, in which each stroke leads you through ancient echoes to merge with present musings, a dance between art and life that continues long after you depart. You take with you not only the wondrous artistry ancient hands conceived, but also the lessons wrapped within each creative flourish. These enduring murals and mosaics, inviting you to pause, ponder, and immerse yourself in their gentle wisdom, only burn brighter in memory's embrace, carrying you softly into dreams painted in the richest of hues. As the sun climbs higher into the azure sky, casting intricate patterns of light and shade across the land, a different cadence punctuates the air in the Maya world, one that carries the echoes of tradition, song, and daunting footsteps. Imagine yourself stepping toward an enigmatic domain, where the echoes of battle intertwine with the serene ambient sounds of the jungle. You venture into the heart of the Maya's warfare practices, delving into a world shaped by both conflict and sophisticated diplomacy. Picture the grand ball courts stretched before you, not merely spaces for athletic endeavor, but profound venues of cosmic significance and, intriguingly, military training. The Maya engaged in a game known as the Mesoamerican ball game, an intense sport where the stakes could be as high as life and death itself. The game, as historians still debate, bridged the earthly and divine realms, functioning both as spiritual ritual and an allegory for clashes that shaped the fate of city-states. Imagine participating in this ancient sport, where prowess and agility were of such high value, much like the tension of a modern championship game. As you wander further, you realize that warfare itself is an integral element of Maya society. Far from the image of peaceful astronomers and architects alone, the rise and fall of dynasties were marked by battles where rulers sought to expand power and control resources, dramatically influenced by the steely will of their warrior elite. You might expect the tactics would feel familiar. Alliances forged in steel and ceremony, with diplomacy and strategy playing key roles in these clashes between city-states. Step into the preparations for battle, where warriors clad in armors meticulously crafted from the durable fibers of native plants and adorned with vibrant feathers. Their faces, often painted in vivid colors, reflect a unity in spirit and ferocious determination. Armed with spears, bows, and obsidian blades, they hold ceremonial shields, emblazoned with powerful symbols intending to inspire both fear and reverence. You imagine the tension electrifying the air, much like the atmosphere preceding today's global sports and political action on dramatic stages. While the majority of warriors were drawn from the commoner class, their valor could elevate them in status, akin to the way battlefield heroics have written individual legacies across countless histories. Behind these battle-hardened individuals, the strategic minds that guided them, the noble commanders, city leaders, and kings crafted long-term strategic alliances, with prisoner exchanges and tributes marking alliances or subjugations. You find yourself captivated by the nuanced social choreography, bringing allies or subduing foes over time. In its dance of delicate power and sweeping arcs, surprisingly, warfare wasn't solely dominated by the men. There exists intriguing evidence suggesting queens and noblewomen occasionally commanded troops or influenced complex political strategies. A powerful reflection of gender roles challenging binaries within this cultural tapestry. Amongst the elements that strike you is the primary aim of Mayan warfare. Not annihilation, but capturing leaders and high stars prisoners. These captives played crucial roles in ceremonial practices and religious rituals, their fates intertwining with the cycles of life and mythology defining the Maya cosmology. Engaged in war negotiations, a new layer emerges, where marriage alliances sway political fortunes, and cities where diplomacy leaves marks, not on battlefields but at elegant terraces adorned with delicate carvings. The fruits of such arrangements echo across generations, creating networks binding city-states long before notions of nation-states even emerged. The picture painted by this dynamic interplay challenges simplified perceptions of the Maya as a wholly peaceful society, leaving lasting influences on power dynamics and ever-redefining territories. Whether through conflict or collaboration, much like today's geopolitical theatre, the legacy of their interactions forever altered history's course. As sunlit jungle shadows lengthen with the day's end, you reflect on the nuanced complexity of Maya warfare. Not merely destructive, but woven into the rich social fabric, revealing a civilization perpetually balancing peace, power, devotion, and destiny. With nightfall re-establishing calm over the land, these tales of valor and wisdom, once alive with colors of bravery, hold softly in memory's embrace. In gentle slumber, pondering the divine dance of conflict's thunder and peace's tender whispers. As you drift into sleep, the Maya's harmonies of war and peace accompany you homeward, a reminder of humanity's enduring song, finding new verses in each timeless age. As the first light of dawn spills over the horizon, gilding the cityscape in a warm glow, you find yourself drawn ever deeper into the great urban centers of the Maya world. These cities are not just mere collections of buildings, they are thriving hubs of culture, innovation, and diversity that pulsate with life. Imagine wandering through the labyrinthine streets of sprawling metropolises like Tikal, Palenque, or Calakmul, enveloped in a vibrant tapestry of sound and motion. The scale of these cities is breathtaking. Look around and see towering pyramids reaching for the sky, their stone faces etched with the stories of dynasties past. These awe-inspiring structures serve as both temples and platforms from which the elite can survey the bustling heart of their domain. With every step you take, the grandeur of the architecture surrounding you is as much an expression of the Maya's religious devotion as it is of their political power and technological prowess. For this city, it's alive. You weave through crowded plazas where merchants hawk their goods with infectious enthusiasm. Stalls burst with brilliantly colored textiles, fresh produce, and handcrafted artifacts that speak to the creativity and resourcefulness of their makers. The air is heavy with the enticing aroma of spices and roasting meats, a sensory symphony inviting you to partake in the culinary traditions honed over centuries. As you wander, you notice that the city's layout is far from haphazard. It reflects a sophisticated understanding of urban design, with streets arranged both to accommodate the flow of daily traffic and to facilitate the religious ceremonies that permeate Maya life. Imagine city planning where the spiritual seamlessly integrates with the functional, a balance that many modern planners would envy. A central feature of any major Maya city is the ball court, where a challenging and revered game unfolds. Men's voices rise in spirited chants while they compete with an intensity that rivals any contemporary sports event, each player striving to honor their community with skill and determination. Veering away from the uniformity of these games, they take on roles that transcend sport, sometimes even serving as surrogate battles between rival cities. A symbolic clash honoring the divine. Amidst the sprawling landscape, you encounter impressive acropoles, residences of the noble class that host elite activities, and provide a glimpse into the daily lives of the ruling factions. These homes, richly adorned with fine ceramics and intricate frescoes, speak of a society where art and status are intimately entwined. Whether hosting political discussions or grand receptions, these gatherings place societal hierarchy on vivid display, an essential element to understanding power in a city that thrives on its visible symbols. Religion weaves itself through both the mundane and the majestic, casting its influence over every part of city life. It isn't surprising to find temples every bit as grand as the residences of the elite, their soaring staircases and intricately carved facades offering both spiritual elevation and physical vantage to commune with the gods. High priests move with purpose, orchestrating rituals that echo with solemnity and sacred intent. In their practiced hands, even the sunlight seems to bend in acknowledgement of the divine, bathing the temple in a celestial embrace. Intriguingly, while the city pulses with the activities of its residents, scholars mitigate the question of how water sources within these urban centres sustain such large populations. The elaborate system of reservoirs and aqueducts might remind you of modern infrastructure marvels, underscoring the sophistication of a civilization always in dialogue with the challenges and gifts of their environment. Evening approaches, and the city streets prepare for a different rhythm as twilight spreads her velvet cloak. Laughter, music, and a hint of incense waft across the cityscape, signalling an intimate communion between people and place, a harmony echoed in the twilight chatter of nocturnal creatures. As the day's energies mellow into night, you reflect on the vibrant life that each city sustains, teeming with creativity, devotion, and innovation. These great urban centres stand as lasting monuments of a people who, despite external challenges, erected enduring legacies to humanity's boundless potential. Night falls softly over this ancient world, and you find solace in the shadows, cast by majestic temples that disappear into the caress of starlight. Amidst the gentle hum of sleep, you allow yourself to be cradled by whispers of cities past, a reminder of the harmony and splendor that defined these thriving centers of the Maya civilization. As twilight deepens and casts an ethereal glow over the sprawling Maya city, the grandeur of their limestone architecture stands in vivid relief against the oncoming night. Think of yourself standing amidst these iconic structures, where each stone block, meticulously placed, embodies the ingenuity, resilience, and spirit of a civilization deeply woven into the fabric of their natural environment. These majestic buildings aren't just built to serve practical needs. They're the physical manifestation of Maya cosmology and societal hierarchies, a testament to their architectural innovation. Picture the Great Pyramids rising before you. Their steep steps stretch into the heavens, crowned with temples that served as the nexus of spiritual and political life. Imagine the profound skill required to construct these edifices by hand, each stone precisely shaped and positioned, without the aid of metal tools or beasts of burden. The weight of history is palpable here, in the way the limestone shifts colours under the moonlight, whispering tales of a world both distant and enduring. Each building faces a specific direction, some aligned with celestial bodies and events, such as solstices and equinoxes. This was by no means coincidental. These alignments reflect a deep cosmic connection and a desire to bridge the terrestrial with the divine. You cannot help but feel a sense of awe, recognizing that these ancient architects were as much astronomers as builders. Within these stone walls, you see the precision of corbelled arches and the intricacy of friezes depicting gods, rulers, and mythical creatures. These high-relief carvings tell stories of power, mythology, and the social order, rendering each wall a canvas of history and prophecy. Feel the sense of narrative flow from glyph to glyph, as if the stones themselves are chronicling the rise and fall of kings, great battles, and divine interventions. Walking through the city, you encounter acropoles, multi-tiered complexes that served as the residences of the ruling elite. Their elevated positions offered privacy and protection, while simultaneously demonstrating status and authority. These structures contained not only residential quarters, but also ceremonial rooms and administrative offices, functioning as the administrative hearts of Maya polities. They were crafted not only for their grandeur and utility, but also for their sound design, capturing and carrying voices in open court, a testament to their advanced understanding of acoustics. Your steps lead you to grand plazas, where marketplaces once buzzed with activity. Scenes of exchange keep the lifeblood of commerce and culture flowing through the city. The interconnectedness of these spaces underscores the complexity of Maya urban planning, where infrastructure facilitated not only daily life, but civic activities, religious ceremonies, and governmental functions. Imagine today's mall and city hall seamlessly fused within a single expanse. Amidst the splendor, one should not overlook the building material itself, limestone, abundant in the region yet challenging due to its density. The Mayas' decision to use this formidable stone highlights their willingness to master nature's resources, turning them into something sublime. What might be mere rock barriers elsewhere, here become the pillars of civilization, transformed into monuments that still stand tall today. Alongside these monumental structures, you find the remnants of a sophisticated hydraulic system, a network of cisterns and aqueducts that enabled the survival of populous cities in a challenging climate. Their innovative approach to water management, harnessing and diverting scant rainwater, speaks volumes about their ingenuity and forethought, ensuring that their society could both endure and thrive amidst the whims of nature. As you stand in the quiet of the evening, these stone colossi seem almost to breathe, their ancient presence a testament to humanity's enduring quest to build and dream. The starlit sky becomes a tapestry, the city beneath a mirror reflecting human ambition and cosmic harmony. It's a gentle reminder, as your eyes close, of the eternal dialogue between what is built and what is dreamt. A whisper in the night carrying across the centuries to cradle you in slumber. With the whispers of the ancient limestone guardians accompanying you, you sleep, walking amidst the echoes of a civilization that once touched the stars with stone and soul alike. As dawn gilds the edges of the mighty temples and pyramids, illuminating their time-worn stones, a more enigmatic tale unfolds. The mysterious decline of the mighty Maya Empire. This story, veiled in both tangible remnants and inscrutable absences, has been the subject of scholarly fascination and debate for generations. You find yourself immersed in the mystery, treading softly on the ancient pathways of a civilization that once flourished, yet left behind echoes of its grandeur. Imagine the bustling city centres, once teeming with life, now standing hauntingly silent, overrun by the encroaching jungle. Vibrant marketplaces and grand plazas, where once the sounds of trade and laughter rang loud, now hold only the whisper of the wind through tall grasses and murmuring leaves. The mystery of how such a vast and sophisticated civilization began to fade raises questions as you walk through this green-woven tapestry, half expecting to hear the lively hum of times long past. Historians and archaeologists propose a mosaic of factors contributing to the Maya's decline and eventual societal transformation. It could be a tale of ecological overreach, a compelling hypothesis that suggests a society thriving on an expanding population met the limits of its environment. Deforestation and the overuse of arable land potentially led to diminished agricultural yields, straining the ability to support burgeoning urban centres. Imagine the challenge of feeding vast cities without modern agricultural practices, a balancing act stretched to its limits. Alongside environmental factors, internal strife also played a significant role. As you explore the remnants of once mighty kingdoms, from Tikal to Karakol, you notice stone carvings depicting battles and alliances, leaders asserting and losing control over territories. The fracturing of political power, coupled with intercity rivalries, could have weakened the cohesion essential for a unified response to these challenges. The political landscape was, perhaps, a precarious dance akin to handling diplomatic matters, with today's intricate exponential variables without the binding treaties or governing superbodies. Still, there's another dimension, whispered by the stones and pathways. Climatic change. Archaeological findings hint at periods of intense drought, overwhelming the resilience that comes with even the most sophisticated water systems of the time. Rivers ran dry and cisterns dwindled, leaving a once flourishing civilization teetering on the brink of survival. Throughout this decline, the Maya remained resilient, adapting to their changing world by migrating to lesser-known regions or integrating with emerging cultures. It reminds you that history is less a straight descent than a realignment, a notion of persistence and transformation encapsulated within these stoic ruins embracing the jungle's fold. For such reasons, some historians query whether the term collapse accurately captures what occurred, or rather if it results in a transformation, a decentralization, that saw the survival of cultural and linguistic descendants in Mesoamerican life. The Maya civilization didn't vanish. Its spiritual essence, knowledge, and customs found new life in the descendants who continue to inhabit these lands. Evidence in the surviving texts, crafted by the hand of scribes long past, suggests a complexity to their mystic and pragmatic beliefs, a recognition that life cycles inevitably advance through phases of prosperity and decline, a truth befitting the rhythms of life that their beautifully intricate calendars depicted. Even now, as you stand where kings and commoners once walked, you are struck by a profound sense of continuity, an understanding that although political change swept through these civilizations, the Maya spirit persistently endures. Indigenous communities still carry forward their ancestors' language and customs, reaffirming the continuum of a culture that was merely a segment along civilization's greater path. As sunlight filters through the leafy canopy above, casting lace-like shadows on the intricately carved stones, you are wrapped in the tangible echoes of a world straddling two realms, one that was, and one that continues in a form renewed and reimagined across centuries. The great mystery of the Maya decline, though unanswered, nurtures this romantic yearning for discovery within your soul. As the day at last descends into dusk and the city settles into a profound silence, you ponder the impermanence of even the mightiest empires. Guided by these timeless whispers, the riddle loosens its grip, allowing you to drift into restful contemplation. Here, lulled by the wisdom of the ages, you find comfort in the enduring threads of human endeavor, dreaming of what is and what may always remain, the eternal legacy of those who cast their stories in stone. As a new dawn breaks over the covered ruins and vibrant villages of the Maya region, it soon becomes evident that the spirit of this ancient civilization endures through its rich and diverse heritage. Here the past intermingles with the present in a dance of culture and tradition that resonates through the lives of the descendants of the Maya people. Picture yourself stepping into a bustling community where the threads of time weave seamlessly between ancestors and the contemporary world. The air reverberates with a symphony of sounds as voices, laughter, and the rhythmic cadence of everyday life echo through the streets, a landscape alive with the pulse of eternal traditions. As you walk through these towns, your senses are enveloped by the vibrant colors that reflect not only in the fabrics and handiwork, but also in the spirit of the people. Traditional crafts flourish here. Textiles are woven with ancient techniques that speak the language of generations past. Patterns tell stories of creation and myth, the tapestry of time, illuminating the tales that are both history and living legacy. You can feel the profound pride in these works, a tribute to a rich and enduring cultural identity. In the marketplace, stalls overflow with produce from fertile lands enriched by heritage farming techniques. Heirloom varieties of maize, beans, and squash speak to the agricultural ingenuity rooted in a relationship with the land that has persisted despite centuries of change. The flavorful scents of traditional dishes rise in the warm air, inviting you to taste the journey through time, not just as sustenance, but as art celebrated on the palate. The cultural continuity extends beyond the tangible. It flows into the essence of spiritual beliefs, rituals, and ceremonies that still grace these communities. The Maya calendar continues to guide not only agricultural cycles, but also cultural rituals that punctuate life's milestones. Each day, every ceremony is imbued with the harmonious cadence of times long past, intertwining with those yet to come. There's a comforting reminder in these rituals that, in a world ever-changing, some truths flow naturally and eternally. In many towns, the Maya language is alive and vibrant, a linguistic bridge ensuring that the stories, wisdom, and knowledge of ancestors remain ever accessible. It's a melodious testament to an enduring legacy that defies the passage of time, affirming identity and knitting communities together in a shared historical fabric of word and colour. The modern world may seem eye-cacking in its forward surge, but here the quiet stability of ancient dialects unites history with the heartbeat of the present. The influence of Maya heritage treads gracefully into the arts, where music and dance breathe life into the air. Traditional melodies, rhythmically distinct and enchanting, echo across plazas and gatherings, narrating age-old narratives of life and cosmos through sound and movement. This cultural expression, simultaneously swift and gentle, brings the past into present life, revealing stories as alive and dynamic as ever, woven into the contemporary canvas of Maya endurance. In this continuity of culture, the living descendants carry forward a consciousness imbued with reverence for their past. From the skilled artisans crafting jade jewelry, echoing ancient adornments of kings and priests, to scholars studying glyphic texts to offer new insights into old mysteries, the diverse guardians of this legacy testify to a culture alive in varied expressions. Of course, such resilience is not without its challenges. Modernity and globalization press upon these communities, leading to an ongoing dialogue between preserving tradition and embracing the future. Yet, through adaptive creativity, the Maya find a balance honoring legacy while engaging the world's evolution with wisdom and grace. As night falls gently over the landscape, you find yourself deeply touched by this heritage, an unfolding story, beautiful and enduring like a melody traveling through the epochs. The soft glow of lanterns flickers, much like the eternal flames of remembrance and perseverance, signaling the vibrant resiliency of the Maya spirit that remains a testament to endurance and transformation. In the quiet hush of evening, these echoes wrap around you, a gentle reassurance from this ancient world to the harmony within yours. The enduring legacy of the Maya invites your dreams into a journey without borders, one where the past shapes, informs, and enriches the present, illuminating the path into the future. As you drift to sleep, you find that the warmth of the ancient fires, kindled by generations, keeps you company. In the lull of night, the living tapestry of world cultures weaves itself into a cradle of dream-filled repose. As the rhythmic echoes of Maya languages continue to resonate, they weave a rich tapestry through which the stories and wisdom of a once great civilization are continually experienced anew. The persistence of these languages, despite centuries of challenge and change, is a testament to adaptability, survival, and the profound strength of cultural identity. Feel the warmth of a family gathering around a hearth, their conversations ebbing and flowing in Yucatec or Quiche. To the untrained ear, these might seem to be enchantments, whispered spells linking the present to an ancient past. Here, language works its magic, a seamless thread tying generations together, forging an unbroken line to ancestors whose voices echo in every word. These languages, spoken by nearly 6 million people, are more than tools of communication. They are vessels of cultural memory. Each is a living reflection of landscapes, traditions, and histories. They map the terrain of a people's experience, acting as living archives of sacred geography and time. How words morph over kuts, retaining their essence while expanding their meanings, the linguistic equivalent of a historical chameleon. In the quiet, shared moments of sunrise, as the sky softens with hues borrowed from sacred myths, the languages come alive. They paint pictures with precision and emotion, elaborating stories that encompass triumphs and hardships, hopes and lessons that transcend generations. Even the simplest exchanges are imbued with layers of meaning, a linguistic dance at once elegant and deliberate. Older speakers endeavour to teach younger generations the subtleties and nuances of their native tongue, swathed in laughter and earnest endeavours. Through practice, these youth become the custodians of a linguistic treasure, a gift carrying with it the weight of tradition and the joy of continuity. In a world that sometimes seems intent on homogeneity, the Maya languages stand gracefully apart, their distinctness celebrated, curated, and protected. Linguistic festivals and community gatherings flourish with storytelling competitions, poetry readings, and song, re-energizing cultural pride and underscoring shared heritage. Through technology, such as online language courses and apps designed to engage with modern learners, the Maya voice finds its way into new hearts and minds, notarizing a bright chapter for this ancient tongue. For Maya speakers, reclaiming and sustaining their heritage language is an act of resilience and self-determination. Amidst the digitization of the world, their voices rise anew, capturing the imagination of learners in classrooms, on social platforms, and within cultural symposiums. This linguistic resilience reminds modern learners of the importance of nurturing and preserving the diversity of human expression. Scholars and linguists are continually intrigued by the complexities of Maya, and while debates teeter around these living languages' influence on regional vernaculars or their shapes within global linguistic architecture, one truth remains evident. Language, as a vessel, offers insight into the hearts and souls of those who speak it. As twilight deepens and the skies whisper their cosmic frequencies, the voices soften into a lullaby of ancient syntax, carrying within them echoes that transport you into the realms born by words beyond time. It's a melodic tapestry, hand-woven with phrases older than the hills, yet dreamily reflecting the vibrancy of the youth engaged in its vivid survival. In this mellowed light, the languages gently cradle you, nestling you within the heart of a culture whose breaths echo through eternity. Falling into restful dreams, you find solace in the knowledge that while worlds have turned and roads diverged, these ancient words sing their timeless song, a harmonic journey leading back to the dawn. As the morning sun casts its gentle glow on the lush Maya landscape, you step into the realm of ancient wisdom, surrounded by the earthy scents and vibrant flora that have long been the apothecary for the Maya people. Here, traditional medicine and healing practices open a window into the profound understanding the Maya had of their natural world, thoughtfully blending herbal knowledge and spiritual harmony. Imagine walking through a bustling marketplace, the air thick with the mingling aromas of fresh herbs and dried spices. Vendors display an array of natural remedies, bundles of chili peppers for circulation, wild mint for digestion, and cacao, favoured not only for culinary delights but also for its supposed ability to enhance heart health and mood. A deliciously medicinal concoction to rival any modern cuisine or comfort food. The medicine practiced by the Maya is an intricate dance of botanical and spiritual healing, where physical ailments and spiritual well-being intertwine. Healers, known as shamans, act as both physicians and spiritual guides, bridging the tangible world and the mystical universe. These individuals hold a revered place within the community, revered not only for their knowledge but for their perceived ability to navigate the spiritual landscapes that affect the body's harmony. Shamans use rituals filled with chanting and incense to assess and cure ailments. Picture a ceremony beneath the expansive fronds of a ceiba tree, considered sacred, its roots deep in the earth while its branches reach for the sky, a fitting metaphor for the shaman's work. The patient may lie still, enveloped in smoke and rhythmic chants meant to soothe both body and soul, a central belief that aligns perfectly with holistic modern concepts of mind-body wellness. The use of plants is paramount in their practice, with an encyclopedic array of flora for virtually every condition. Medicine men and women rely on knowledge passed down through generations, honed by observation and experience, resulting in a pharmacopoeia that recalls the eternal cycle of discovery and adaptation. Did you know they used extracts from the bark of the willow tree, which contains salicylic acid, the active ingredient for pain relief akin to modern aspirin? Their intuitive discoveries regarding plant properties were keenly sophisticated. Beyond physical healing, the Maya observed practices like the temazcal, a traditional sweat lodge, akin to today's saunas or steam therapies. Entering these small dome-shaped structures, participants seek physical and spiritual cleansing, aided by the steam propelled by heated volcanic stones. Here, toxins are released, tensions eased, life rebalanced, a microcosm of ancient holistic intentions comparable to modern wellness retreats. The relationship with the environment isn't merely utilitarian, it's sacred. Respect for the elements and the spirits residing within them leads the Maya to an ethos of sustainability, where harvesting is conducted with gratitude and care. This symbiosis ensures that the environment is preserved and continues to offer its bounty, a sensibility mirroring current ecological movements aimed at protecting natural resources. As you contemplate these integrative practices, you wonder how much of this wisdom could weave seamlessly into contemporary health paradigms, uniting ancient knowledge with scientific validation to address wellness in all its multifaceted aspects. Historians and ethnobotanists continue to study these practices, piecing together ancient texts and oral traditions with keen interest. Whether various remedies were as effective as their practitioners believed remains a question. However, the breadth of their anatomical and botanical understanding is undeniable. As the day draws to a close and the sun dips beneath a horizon painted with the same earth tones of the Maya's world, you're left with a sense of awe and respect for the timelessness of their practices, a living testament to ingenuity rooted in the rich soil of tradition. As night descends, you find serenity within this rhythmic cycle of nature and nurture, cradling the promise that the wisdom of healing from the earth continues to echo through time. In this gentle retreat into the ancient embrace of wellness, you drift peacefully into sleep, cradled by the subtle sounds of the land echoes of the past that offer a quiet balm to the soul. A timeless journey through harmonies of healing whispered on the night breeze. As the first hint of morning light brushes gently across the jungle canopy, you are drawn into a quiet exploration of the structure and roles within Maya society, particularly focusing on the dynamic interplay of gender roles. Here, amidst the bustling activities of an awakening village, you find yourself observing the harmony and complexity with which men and women contributed to the tapestry of daily life in the ancient Maya world. In this society, roles were often distinct yet complementary, each vital to maintaining the balance and rhythm of their communal and family lives. Women are primarily the keepers of the home, their day beginning with the rhythmic grinding of maize on stone metats, the heartbeat of a household that becomes the staple of every meal. The kitchen itself is a space for storytelling and tradition. Think of it as the cultural hearth where wisdom is passed from one generation to the next, over the warm hearth of a communal kitchen. Yet women's roles were far from confined to domestic duties. They were also artisans and traders, particularly skilled in weaving intricate textiles, depicting symbols of mythology and social identity. These colourful fabrics, rich with meaning, speak of female artisanship that transcends the practical, embracing artistry and narrative. Imagine learning to weave not just patterns but stories, each thread interlaced with personal and communal history. Meanwhile, men often engaged in hunting, agriculture and construction, but they were also deeply involved in the spiritual and political realms. Duties extended from tending fields and managing trade expeditions to holding leadership positions within their communities. Among their ranks could be found architects of towering temples and craftsmen shaping jade into works of art. Their contributions were as integral to the spiritual and societal structures of their world as they were to its physical edifices. Nevertheless, this delineation of roles didn't strictly confine individuals. In some cases, women held positions of power and influence within the political hierarchy, wielding authority as queens and advisors. Their voices have been recorded in glyphs and codices, revealing narratives where female agency and leadership profoundly shaped the course of their society. These glimpses of female leadership offer layers of complexity, challenging the traditionally perceived gender boundaries. In the spiritual domain, the roles were equally complex. Shamans and healers included both men and women, guiding their communities through physical and spiritual realms, serving as conduits for wisdom and tradition. Their rituals and healing practices drew from both the natural world and the mystical, encompassing a holistic approach to healthcare that resonates with some contemporary practices today. As you wander through the unfolding day, witnessing the harmony between these roles, it becomes clear that such balance was more than practical. It was deemed essential. Each task, whether weaving, farming, or governing, was considered a thread in a larger tapestry that held the community together. It's the synergy of action and purpose, not just along the gendered lines, but within the entirety of their societal interaction, akin to the working of a finely tuned orchestra. Nevertheless, modern scholars debate the nuanced reality of these roles and their flexibility. The remnants of hierarchy etched in stone remain open to interpretation, providing tantalizing clues to a complex system that defies simplistic delineation. Whether the depicted roles reflected lived experience for all Maya or the ideals of the elite remains a question that invites further exploration. The contrast between common assumptions of strictly gendered responsibilities and the vibrancy of roles you observe highlights the fluidity within Maya society, rich with contextual exceptions and individual experiences. As the sun sets, bathing the village in the soft amber glow of twilight, you reflect on the intricate dynamics of Maya life, how these roles forged bonds and nourished the continuum of culture over centuries. The unfolding scenarios of everyday life, illuminated through understanding of shared and distinct responsibilities, shape your comprehension of their world, and by extension, its legacy. With this understanding nestled within, the night unfurls its canopy overhead. Your dreams weave effortlessly through these ancient tapestries of life, embracing the harmonious dance of roles and responsibilities, and inviting you to delve further into stories yet untold in slumber's soft embrace. Here, amid the dreaming echoes of the past, lies the quiet promise that the balance of life and legacy continues to flourish, preserving the whispers of history into the awaiting dawn. As the vibrant tapestry of dawn unfolds, illuminating the ancient world of the Maya with a gentle glow, a new aspect of their rich cultural heritage beckons you closer: music and dance. These artistic expressions are not mere entertainments in the Maya world. They are essential ingredients that blend seamlessly with ritual and daily life, each note and step resonating with history and vibrant tradition. Picture yourself standing in the heart of a bustling Maya city, where the warm sun kisses the earth and a rhythm begins to unfold. First a gentle hum, and then a crescendo as musicians gather with their instruments. The air comes alive with the sounds of drums, flutes and conch shells, creating an auditory landscape that is as intricate and layered as the jungles surrounding them. You find yourself enraptured by the harmony, a pulse that synchronizes with the beat of life itself. Music within the Maya culture is both an expression and a bridge, a means to transcend worldly bonds and connect with the divine. Rituals often commence with music, intricate melodies woven with sacred significance, enabling shamans and priests to traverse the spiritual realms. In this tradition, sound almost seems to be a language of the gods themselves. Its sacred rhythms offer passage through the veil that separates the corporeal from the ethereal. Dance complements these symphonies, a physical embodiment of the music. The fluid movements of dancers, adorned with vibrant garments and feathers, convey stories of creation, valor, and celestial journeys. Imagine yourself amidst these dances, following patterns embedded with meaning, a choreography that mimics the motions of stars and the eternal cycles of life. Each gesture and turn transcends the self, celebrating an existence deeply entwined with the cosmos, a celestial narrative repurposed through human form. The dance is a living library, encoding the stories and wisdom of an entire culture within the sinews and breath of performers. Some dances depict legendary feats of kings, others the dynamic interplay with nature that marked the changing of seasons or the sowing and harvesting of crops. Participation is both communal and intimate, perhaps akin to our modern music festivals, a collective effusion of energy and intent. Historians continue to explore these kinetic expressions, debating the extent of their purposes and the layers of meaning interwoven into each movement. Were these displays solely celebratory? Or were they intrinsic to ritualistic healing and prophecy? What does emerge is an appreciation that through music and dance, the Maya communicated across the temporal spectrum, embracing both their esteemed ancestors and anticipated descendants. Children, in particular, are drawn to the allure of this art form, learning to replicate the steps and sounds they observe in their everyday surroundings, ensuring continuity. It's a testament to the strength and adaptability of oral traditions that these songs and dances endure, retaining their vibrancy even as they evolve. The instruments themselves hold power beyond their immediate utility. Drums, carved from hollow logs and adorned with intricate designs, and flutes made of clay or bone, speak of craftsmanship that is both functional and mystical. The sound of the conch shell, its deep resonance reminiscent of the ocean's whisper, calls to the gods, conveying a request for their ear and perhaps their favor. As dusk turns to night, the music and dance of the Maya continue to reverberate through the cooled air. Mystical and earthly tribulations are explored within these harmonious expressions, where performances honor the very essence of life, a reminder of joy and a balancer to the weight of challenges faced through ages. Immersed in this celebration, you feel the ancient echo of these rhythms compelling you into solemn reflection and carefree exuberance alike. These sounds, embedded with cultural profundity, cradle you in communal embrace and personal introspection. Drifting into sleep, you are lulled by their timeless serenade, a poetic reminder of individuality and unity. A rhythm that cradles the spectrum of human experience and divine inquiry, echoed softly in dreams waiting for the warmth of a new dawn. As dawn spreads its golden light across the lush landscape, the ethereal beauty of the Maya world allows you to glimpse the profound connection the ancient peoples held with the natural world and the celestial realm. Here, in this vibrant intersection of the earthly and the cosmic, ancestral wisdom is not merely a distant echo, but a guiding force that resonates through daily life, art, and philosophy. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a dense rainforest, its canopy a tapestry of verdant hues sheltering an exuberant symphony of life. To the Maya, this isn't just a forest, it's a living entity, a divine embodiment of the gods' creative energy. Every leaf, every creature, holds a place within the cosmic order, reflecting a balance that humanity is entrusted to maintain. This profound respect for nature continues to flow through their descendants, echoing in today's environmental movements that seek harmony between human and habitat. In the heart of the jungle, sacred saber trees rise like natural cathedrals, their majestic forms reaching into the heavens, while their roots delve deeply into the underworld. Standing beneath these towering sentinels, you feel a shiver of awe, a gentle reminder of the three-part harmony the Maya envisioned as essential to existence: the earth, sky, and the underworld, all interconnected through the lifelines of flora and fauna. The Maya perceive time not as a linear progression, but a cyclical continuum in which past, present, and future conflate in a rhythmic dance. Their calendars reflect this profound understanding, with each date bearing layers of meanings and predictions, a philosophical approach that recognizes life's repetitive cycles. This cyclical perception offers a wisdom in resilience, a reminder that periods of challenge and prosperity are natural cycles, each mirroring the divine rhythms of the cosmos. The Maya's astronomical insights reveal their intimate relationship with the stars. Picture an ancient astronomer, high atop a pyramid, observing the night sky, tracing patterns and movements that govern not only human activity but reflect deeper spiritual truths. These celestial studies illuminate a wisdom that recognizes patterns in the seemingly chaotic dance of stars, a recognition as relevant today in attempting to seek patterns and meaning in our complex world. Rituals emerge as acts of communion, a dialogue with the cosmos conducted through ceremonies that are as much acts of reverence as they are calls for guidance. Invocations and offerings pave the sacred pathways that unite earthly endeavors with cosmic forces, weaving a narrative in which humans play an integral part within a much larger tapestry. As you participated in one such ritual, you'd experience the flow of incense and the sound of chanting, a sensory invocation bridging worlds both seen and unseen. Knowledge, held in oral traditions, continues to be passed carefully through generations. Elders teach the intricacies of these traditions, ensuring that each story contributes to the collective understanding of cosmic and daily rhythms. These narratives serve as moral compasses and practical guides that foster a continuity unbroken by time, a clarity in the ebb and flow of existence. There's a beautiful debate among scholars concerning the extent of the Maya's spiritual philosophy and how close it mirrors other worldviews that emphasize a cyclical and harmonious existence. Some see parallels in the interconnectedness that echoes in modern, ecocentric perspectives, or similar cosmologies worldwide, revealing a wisdom that's universal in its allure and reassuring in its familiarity. As the sun sets and the horizon ignites with the glow of sunset, you reflect on the enduring wisdom of the Maya. Their meditative insight imbues all corners of life with meaning, harmonizing human, nature, and the cosmos. A philosophy both ancient and refreshingly salient today. In the serene twilight, your thoughts settle into the wisdom of this intertwined existence. The gentle song of the world, acknowledged in indigenous traditions, envelops you with promises of balance and harmony. As your day closes, dreams gather, woven with ancient truths and cosmic symphonies. A reminder that all is connected, all is journey, finding its place in the seamless symmetry of life's grand ensemble. It's an invitation to step forth into the night, cradled by the continuity of age, old wisdom infusing your slumber with the gentle cadence of divine harmony. As the first rays of the sun stretch lazily over the majestic landscape of the Maya region, the subtle murmur of life stirs with the beginning of another day. Here, where innovation and the natural world elegantly intertwine, you find yourself immersed in the fascinating realm of Maya agriculture. This is no mere practical task, but a sophisticated tapestry woven with ingenuity, knowledge, and respect for the land, a testament to their enduring connection to the earth. Picture yourself walking through the verdant fields, where the air is sweet with the scent of fertile soil and growing crops. Your footsteps echo on pathways that have been tread for millennia, where the Maya perfected their methods of cultivation, tailored to the diverse geographies of their lands. From terraced slopes to rich lands, each piece of land has been thoughtfully transformed into a canvas teeming with life. The keystone of Maya agriculture lies in the intricate practice of milpa, a system of polyculture that seamlessly integrates maize, beans, and squash, the celebrated three sisters. Together they form a symbiotic trio, each plant contributing to the health and productivity of the soil. Maize provides a structure for beans to climb, beans enrich the soil with nitrogen, squash covers the ground, reducing weeds and conserving moisture. It's an agronomic ballet, a natural synergy that modern practices often seek to replicate. Imagine yourself in the midst of this vibrant cultivation, standing before rows of maize, their green spears tracing the sky. It's a tableau that speaks of balance and sustainability, presaging principles that are only now being fully appreciated in modern sustainable farming. The Maya land management techniques, deeply rooted in their understanding of ecosystems, echo with current attempts to mend humanity's disconnect from the environment. The Maya were also adept at transforming challenging landscapes into arable terrain. In the lowlands, with their unpredictable rains, they developed raised fields known as chinampas, brilliant feats of agricultural engineering that allowed them to cultivate crops in swampy areas. These floating gardens, nurtured by nutrient-rich sediments, underscore the Maya's adaptability and innovative spirit. In the mountainous regions, terracing tames steep slopes into productive farmland, conserving soil and water while mimicking the natural order. Each terrace, like a gentle step down the mountainside, is a partnership with the land, reinforcing the spiritual respect with which the Maya approached their agricultural endeavors. Cultivation isn't merely for sustenance, it's an act that connects people to cycles of time and to each other. Festivities, ceremonies, and public life revolve around the cycles of planting and harvest, seasons that guide the collective rhythm of a community. Picture the fields busy during planting as families work side by side, their laughter and voices mingling with the sounds of nature, a living testament to collaboration and mutual care. Historians and archaeologists remain intrigued by these multifaceted agricultural systems, piecing together remnants of ancient tools and terraces. Debates swirl around the scale and efficiency of their strategies, but the consensus lies in acknowledging the ingenuity embedded in their approaches, a reflection of necessity, innovation, and spirituality interlaced. As you continue through this landscape, perhaps tasting the fruits and grains brought to table from these ingenious fields, consider the tradition of agricultural wisdom passed through generations. It's a heritage of seeds and stories, where techniques are shared like family heirlooms, sustaining both body and tradition. With the setting sun casting golden hues over the thriving countryside, you find yourself thinking of the lessons sown deep within these fields. A reminder of a time when humanity and nature wove their destinies into a single enduring design. The wisdom of the land, cultivated through age-old practices, offers a gentle promise that balance and innovation can flourish hand in hand, nourishing communities into futures yet unwritten. In the calm serenity of twilight, as the fields fade gently into shadows, you feel a kinship with the cycles of the earth, a resonance that transcends time. As slumber embraces you, these fertile dreams remind you of the ceaseless rhythm of growth and renewal, a testament to harmony forged between humanity and the earth, a promise kept by the watchful stars that guide you into restful repose. As the vibrant energy of the Maya world continues to weave its narrative through the lively arena of recreation and ceremony, you find yourself further immersed in the intricate dynamics of their games and entertainment. The sacred ball game, renowned and celebrated throughout 1,000 years of history, was not the only outlet for entertainment and social interaction. The broader spectrum of games holds a fascinating mirror to the ingenuity and societal structure of the Maya. Imagine wandering through the bustling village, past the grand ball court, where onlookers and participants alike relish in smaller, more intimate games. Children engage in rounds of patoli, a game reminiscent of modern-day backgammon, where beans and stones dance across the cross-shaped board, the pace dictated by the throw of dice carved from beans or stones. This game, layered with strategic depth, serves as a conduit for teaching patience and tactical thinking, a metaphor for life's intricate pathways. As onlookers cheer and laughter lilts across the air, the fervour of competition reveals glimpses into the complexity of Maya intellect. In the casual setting of a village square or home, these games foster community bonds. Much like beloved board games that gather friends and family around familiar tables today, each game is imbued with spirit, ingenuity, and the joy of shared experience. Yet, as games occupy the hearts of the young and old, storytellers play their part in enriching the social fabric. Sitting beneath the boughs of a verdant sabre tree, a griot gathers villagers, weaving tales imbued with mythological grandeur and morality. Their voices rise and fall with dramatic flair, the narratives they share echoing through the ages. The art of oral storytelling in the Maya culture was an essential means of preserving history, imparting wisdom, and entertaining. A practice that stands as one of the world's great communal traditions, connecting past and present in vibrant voice and rhythm. As the sun hangs low over the horizon, casting long shadows across the stone pathways, the day gently ushers in the vibrant festival that bathes the night in celebration. The rhythm of drums grows bolder, calls of conch shells announce festivities filled with music, dance, and shared abundance. It is a scene awash with light, sound, and familial warmth, much akin to what we recognize today as festivals that weave communities in a tapestry of shared exuberance and memory. Firelight flickers, illuminating faces lifted in joy and gratitude beneath the starlit sky. The themes of these gatherings stretch from agricultural celebrations, acknowledging the fruitful bounty of the earth, to cosmic events marking time and destiny, a multiverse of ideas and expressions shared across time and space, far beyond the tangible, into the mystical realms of the mind. The great debate persists among scholars concerning how the embedded meanings within these games and celebrations reflected societal norms and values. A reflection of societal engagement that transcends entertainment to embody lessons, memory, and aspiration. As you stand amidst this whirl of jubilance, a playful resolve beckons you to join, to sway to the rhythms of ancient drumming, and to embrace the community's warmth as it folds seamlessly around you. These gatherings are as much about celebrating the bonds between people as they are about paying homage to the divine, a reminder of how interconnected life has always been for the Maya. As the night stretches into tranquil depths, the festival gradually fades into the gentle quietude that preludes dawn. You find yourself held by the embrace of an ancient world that celebrated life with fervor and grace, inspiring dreams painted with color, sound, and laughter. As you drift into slumber, the echoes of the day's jubilations echo softly, dreaming of lives entwined in the dance of time, the enduring echo of shared humanity that sings of both past and future revelries to come. In this embrace, you find the promises of life's simplest joys, cradling you into sleep's gentle sanctuary. And now the journey nears its quiet conclusion. The footsteps you once placed on dusty stone paths grow faint behind you, like ripples fading on a long-forgotten shore. The weight of time itself, which once pressed so firmly against your shoulders, begins to lift. Your breath slows. The shadows that followed you through ruined temples and windswept markets, past solemn faces and distant fires, begin to soften, to drift. The echoes of voices, those that whispered in strange tongues, sang in smoky halls or called out across cold fields, dissolve into something lighter than air. What was once urgent, ancient, powerful, becomes gentle. The world you walked through, rich in memory and myth, begins to fall away. Not suddenly, not like a door closing, but like a lantern burning low. Its glow dims gradually, lovingly, and still it warms you. These visions, these moments gathered from the past, will not leave you empty. They will settle inside you like dust in a sacred archive, soft, fine, undisturbed. You have travelled through lifetimes, through ages stacked like old scrolls in a forgotten library. You have moved through story, through belief, through the bones of empires long turned to sand. And in doing so, you have not only glimpsed history, you have touched it, held it, breathed it, let it wrap around your thoughts like smoke curling through candlelight. You have known the ache of the forgotten and the weight of glory. You have walked with kings and knelt beside the lowly. You have heard the hush of ancient libraries, the crash of distant battle, the laughter of children in cities whose names now lie buried. You have heard the gods weep and felt the world turn without them. But now it is time to return. Not abruptly. There is no need to force yourself awake. There is nothing to grasp for, nothing to rush. Let the line between then and now blur just a little longer. Let the colours of the past bleed softly into the present. Breathe deeply. With each breath, feel the past retreat, not out of loss, but out of reverence. It has given you what it could. It has shown you its truths, both quiet and terrible. It has offered you its faded wisdom, and now it bows. The curtain falls, not with applause, but with silence. A silence vast as the desert, deep as the ocean, old as time. In this stillness there is no need for answers. There is no puzzle left to solve. The past has done what it always does. It has spoken, and then let go. You, listener, are not quite the same. Something in you has shifted slightly, imperceptibly, beautifully. You may not feel it now, not clearly, But like a stone placed in a river's flow, you have changed the current, and the current has changed you. This journey was not about history alone. It was about memory. It was about wonder. It was about being small inside something vast and sacred. It was about disappearing, not in fear, but in reverence, about letting go of noise, of urgency, of identity, about being a shadow in someone else's story and finding peace in that anonymity. And so, as the last candle gutters low, as the final page turns, as the music of forgotten centuries fades into hush, you stand once more at the edge of now. Perhaps your eyes are still closed, perhaps you are still drifting. That's all right, the world can wait. Take this moment, let it be still. Imagine the stars wheeling slowly above forgotten lands. Imagine the ruins beneath your feet, silent, but still humming with echo. Imagine the faces warriors, poets, lovers, monks, looking back at you across centuries with quiet recognition. They do not ask to be remembered, they ask only to be felt. And you have felt them. That is enough. And when you wake, if you wake, carry nothing but calm. Do not rush to hold on to this place. Do not mourn its fading. Its gift is not in permanence, but in presence. Like a dream that touches something deeper than words. It was never meant to last, only to guide. You may forget the names, the dates, the gods, the cities, but something will remain. A hum, a flicker, a piece, a final echo. And so this story, like all stories, must rest. Not in sadness, not in silence, but in stillness. You are leaving not because it is over, but because you are full. So breathe now, deep, slow. Let the echo fade. Let the ancient world close its eyes. Let the dust settle. Let the dream sleep. And return softly, gently, fully to yourself. The journey is done. The past is at peace. You are home.